Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got another episode today, how-to episode. So let's roll the tape and get into it, shall we? Right, so today's how-to episode is all about the R6 rear brake, the first generation R6. We're converting it today to a R1 underslung blue spot 2-piston caliper. Very easy conversion to do. I don't know why more people don't do this to these bikes. It's very safe, very easy, and it makes for a much better braking. You get a bigger disc, better looking brake, which matches your fronts and everything as well. So if you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe. Here's my handle here, so yeah, please like and subscribe, and I can get more of these videos out to you. Without further ado anyway, let's get into it, and I'll show you what you need to get this conversion done. Right, so the other things you need for conversion, sorry, I got called away for a second there. So yeah, apart from the disc, which is 20mm bigger than the standard disc, so you do need the R1 disc, 240mm disc. It does bolt straight onto the standard wheel. So the next thing is a underslung blue spot caliper, the fixing bolts, and also the bracket itself, right? And also you've got your spring clip and your pins. Pins are exactly the same as front blue spot calipers, so if you do find yourself missing some of them, you can, and you do have a spare set of calipers laying around, you can pinch them. Obviously a new set of pads. You want to do new pads for every time you fiddle around with brakes and stuff. Mine were due replacement, and to be honest my disc is too, but we'll leave that for another day. So yes, minimal modifications. This is already done. I won't be doing the modification in this video, I'm just showing you a step by step on how to. Basically the standard bracket, the way it goes onto the R1, it's a lot thinner along here, right? So this lump, there has been a lump here that has been ground away. Now when you get this standard bracket, and if you compare it to this video, if you're watching back, you'll see that the amount I have shaven out of here and sort of filed out of here is very minimal. It's very minimal material, so you've still got all your thickness there, right? All you're basically doing is creating a right angle, right? Now I don't know the exact amount you take off, but I will do remember is, because I've done this conversion quite a while ago, I do remember that it was very minimal amount. I was like, really, is that it? Why have not more people done this? It took me literally 2 minutes to sort of, you know, grind and then file, sand and smooth out this area. Literally 5 or 10 minutes. And what you're wanting to do, hang on, let me get a torch. Right, so what you're wanting to do is you've got this flat edge along the back of the swing arm, alright, and so you're wanting to line that up with that. You can see how that easily that slips in. Obviously it's not going in all the way because the axle's there holding the wheel. Right, but when I get you set up on a little tripod in a minute, you'll see that when I just pop that axle out, that would literally just slide into place and you push your wheel axle through. Now again, standard spacing for the R6, so nothing like that has been changed. It's just literally the bracket. This width here is not changed. That's standard. I've literally cut a tiny portion of material out of this area, right? So that sits there nice and flush. We push that in, and then you'll feel that even though the wheel nut is loose, when you wobble this, it is very stout, very solid. So by the time obviously you've done your wheel nut up, your axle nut or whatever you want to call it, that is completely solid. So I'm going to get yourself on a little tripod, and I'm going to show you putting that on right now. So basically all you want to be doing, pull your axle out a bit. That is just literally slotting in place instead of your standard bracket. Obviously upside down because it's the underslung caliper. And then obviously a standard block, which is a standard R6 part. And that nut is finger tight. The bracket already does not move. Solid. Right, now for the caliper. Standard caliper fitment, you know, you just want to be putting your pads in. This can be a little bit fiddly sometimes, as we all know. Just want to get your pins in. I tend not to use much lube because I rebuild and take my bikes apart and go through pads and things so quickly anyway that I tend not to, I don't even really lube my chain much because I change my chain once a year anyway, regardless. See, I guarantee you if I wasn't filming this, I'd slip straight in, and because I've got the camera on me, I'm making it look awkward as hell. It's actually not, it's actually a really simple job. Like, literally anyone can do it, kind of simple job. Replacing brake pads on a motorbike's caliper. Alright, that's the first pin in. Made that look difficult, didn't I? Still not even sitting straight. There we go. That's on there. Other pin. Go on. There we go. Now you want to turn the pins. This is why it's always prudent to clean these pins up whenever you take them out, if they've been in there for a while, because you need to easily turn the pins so you can line up the hole to put your R-clip in. Now there are 4 holes for R-clips. You don't need the 4 holes. They didn't come with 4 R-clips in there from the factory. It's just because they're a standard generic pin that they use with the front calipers too. Obviously the front calipers do have 4 pins in them. You can put 4 pins in there if you want, it's not going to hurt it, but it's unnecessary. So there you go. One caliper built up, let's get it on the bike. Right, so this is now literally a case of as if you're fitting it to a standard bike. Now you'll notice on this caliper there are 2 bleed nipples. That's because there's 2 pistons now. So when you do come to bleed this, don't forget this back one, otherwise your caliper will not work properly. And trust me, you want these working properly. They are such a good brake. Once you get these fitted onto your R6, you'll use your back brake more than your front. So yeah, just want to slip that into place. What is that? Feeling. That's one thing you've got to watch out for. Make sure the pad is sitting underneath that spring plate, because as I went to push the caliper on there, it just got tighter and tighter as it went on, which is because the pad is sitting wonky. So I've got to fix that. There we go. It's now in there. Alright, so you want to keep your pads apart. Just drop her on. There you go, that's a bit better. Right, now here we have, yes, it is a HEL or HEL brake line, but this is a standard length R6 brake line. So your standard rubber hose, or you know, your standard R6 5UB upgrade brake hose kit will come with this length of rear hose. Alright, so normally it will trail along and come up here to your back caliper on the top. Obviously we don't use this bolt anymore, so I've just put a little bolt and a spacer in there just to tidy it up. But this will still reach your underslung caliper. Now I route it, I can't remember how I routed it. Let me just, I don't know, I think I went through there because I had it on a P-clip. Yeah, I went through there and just attach it to this side, this left hand side of the thing, of the caliper. So you've got your banjo bolt, your copper washer, and another copper washer on the other side. Make sure it's straight before you start threading it in, because you do not want to cross thread a caliper. It will write it off. These are aluminium. Tighten that up. Just nip it up. If that nib is on the right hand side of the hose, then you won't need to hold the hose in position. Even with the brake line completely not supported or tied back at all, it's still nowhere near the wheel and nowhere near the disc. What I will be doing is I'll be P-clipping that into there so that that doesn't move around. So now all you've got to do is bleed it. Well, say all we've got to do, all I've got to do is bleed it. So we're going to get some fluid in here and bleed her out. Right, so what you want is this setup. You want some fluid in the system. Now if it's completely dry, I would recommend just topping it up and letting it sit a little bit, because you'll notice air bubbles coming up just by themselves, and that's where it's just kind of just filling the line and the master cylinder a bit where it can. There's going to be a lot of air in this because it's completely dry. Now you want to get yourself a bottle set up with a small clear pipe that goes onto the nipple of the caliper. It is just down there. Got a spanner on there as well. I have already cracked these off. Be careful when cracking these off because they can snap very easily. Only use a ring end or a spanner or a socket, and just you know, kind of bounce off it and just trying to get it to just crack off. Rather, if you feel it just instantly kind of play-dohing, then it's going to snap. So fortunately mine are free. So what we do is we'll just crack this off. Alright, try and move the wheel out of the way a little bit. Now at first we're just going to try and pump some of this fluid through. Alright, so we're just working the pedal. And hopefully we'll see something come out of here at some point. Fluid's now starting to drop, so keep an eye on that. When fluid starts coming out like that, you want to then lock off your bleed nipple. Right, you want to then open it, push the pedal down, close, up with the pedal, open it, down with the pedal, close, up with the pedal. Because what's happening a lot of the time, when you push the pedal down, it will push fluid out. When you let go of the pedal or the lever, whichever, it will suck fluid back in. Alright, so it's just doing this. Alright, so now we've got some fluid coming through. You want to be cracking the nipple, down, close, up, keeping a careful eye on that reservoir level. Just repeat that procedure for the other side. Now once you've got no fluid coming out, once you've got no air coming out, lock off your nipples. This one's already tightened up. You want to pump your brake. It's already feeling wonderful. Spin the wheel. That little bit of wobble you're seeing is because I've got the axle loose at the moment. My next video is a how-to on how to fit a chain properly, so tune in for that one. That'll be after this video. And there we go, that is one R1 brake fitted to an R6, and look how much better it looks. Right, so there we go guys, it's literally as simple as that. As I say, I don't know why more people don't do this conversion. I mean, it's a better brake caliper, it's a better looking caliper, it's easier to change the pads. I think it's actually cheaper to change the pads. You get a bigger disc, so more surface area. It's incredibly easy to do the conversion, literally anyone could do it. What more can I say? Look at it, look how good it looks. Standard R6 brake hose. Literally the only R1 parts on this brake are the caliper, the bracket and the disc. That is it. So with all that being done, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you like this kind of content, please give us a comment, like and subscribe, all that jazz, and I can keep doing these videos for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.